Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. It is a Saturday, and it's beautiful here in Maine. I hope wherever you are, it is gorgeous as well. Welcome to the ongoing, long-standing podcast for Olive and 2U Studios. My name is Michelle. I'm with Olive and 2U Studios. I'm typically here every Saturday morning at 9:30, most often live, occasionally recorded, and happy to be here always. If you haven't already done so, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Be sure to hit the bell. That way you get notifications so you know every time we go live on the channel. You don't want to miss it. Welcome to all of those who are here live. I see Yarny you showing up. Judy's here. Kim is here. Julie's here. Tish is here. Billy's here. Tracy's here. All kinds of people. Valera, Katrin, Deborah, people popping in all the time. Welcome. But if you happen to be watching us later, welcome to you as well. You are never late at Olive and 2U Studios. Actually, I just told a fib. You can sometimes be late because if stuff sells out and you don't get it, that I guess would be late. But other than that, you're never late for the podcast because you can be here anytime at all. So welcome to everybody. We have fun stuff to get to today. Just to give you the highlights really quick, we're going to talk about the Maine Fiber Frolic that I visited. Gosh, was that last Saturday? Was it last Saturday? And then we're also going to talk about a Yarny picnic coming up, and you're invited to a Yarny picnic. And then we're going to talk about hurricane season. Hurricane season is something that's always on the minds of folks in in coastal communities like, Florida, the coast of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all up all the way to New England at time, although they call those nor'easters most often up here. So we're going to talk about all those things today, and we're going to look at whips because it's always so much fun to see what everybody is stitching up, whether it's knit or crochet. We are not discriminatory at Olive and 2U Studios. Have you ever noticed that I was having this conversation with somebody this week? Our logo, have you ever looked at it really closely? So you see the sheep, and that's kind of cool because Olive and 2U. But the little part that goes like this on the vine, there's a knitting needle and there is a crochet hook. And that was very intentional when I was discussing with the gentleman who made our logo. That was extremely intentional because I was a crocheter first. And so we always welcome all stitchers of any ilk. We even do slow stitching at Olive and 2U. I was working on coordinating my fabric stash this week. So all kinds of stitching. So welcome to you. I see that Valera is asking about my doggies, Sadie and Cooper. They are doing much better. You might remember if you were along for the ride during my move to Maine that Sadie and Cooper had a little bit of a difficult adjustment. Sadie actually cracked her ribs when she got a little too exuberant about a jump. And Cooper's Mr. Doty-Do, our little sensitive old man soul. And they're both doing better. We're working on some things with Cooper right now. He's taken up some nasty habits. I think they are born in physical situations. So we have vet appointments and we're addressing that. But they are both doing much better. So thank you for asking about our pups. And the move to Maine is ongoing. I mean, we're here. We're getting settled. The studio is actually coming along really nicely. I had mentioned I went live in the Yarny Use on Thursdays, as I typically do, and mentioned that a lot of people had said, oh, we want a studio tour. And I'm like, oh, that'd be great. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking in 100 years, because it's going to take a while, it's coming along nicely. My goal is to be able to share with you a studio tour, say the end of June, maybe. That's a lot sooner than I thought. So maybe I'm ahead of the game. I spent a little time wallowing and feeling sorry for myself that I wasn't further along. But once we really started digging in, it's starting to come together nicely. So let me know in the comments if you're really interested in a studio tour. The last thing I want to do is bore you with looking at my space. But if you're interested, I'll be happy to put that on the schedule and we will get it done. So I want you to know this morning that I'm spending time with the Yarny Use. And I'm neglecting something I'm supposed to be doing. So if you've watched me on my personal page at all, I have taken up sourdough baking. Actually, I've taken up all the things, it seems like. So I've got my sourdough down in the kitchen and I'm in the middle of my stretch and folds. Let me know. I'm curious in the comments. Do you do sourdough or have you done sourdough and then abandoned it? Or are you planning to do sourdough? Because stretch and folds is like, let's see, it's like code for people who do sourdough. It's basically the way you knead the dough because you're not really kneading the dough, but it's the way you build the structure. Good morning, Jennifer. Good to see you. And Judy wants a studio tour. All right, let me know in the comments. I need to hear more than one person if you want a studio tour, because I don't know. It's kind of vulnerable. It's kind of vulnerable. So anyway, my dough is down in the kitchen. Somebody had said to me, you ought to bring it up and do it live on the podcast. And I'm like, I don't know about that. My stretch and folds. Last night, we made homemade granola. It turned out really, really well. I've got yogurt cooking again downstairs. And I'm going to start making ricotta as well. I found out you can make ricotta from the whey. But you didn't come to talk about food. You came to talk about yarn. So let's get back to fiber, Michelle. Let's get all back on track. So last week, I went to the Maine Fiber Frolic. How cute is their little logo? I love it so much. It was a lot of fun. It was wet. It was definitely wet. Was that just last weekend? Was that just last weekend? Feels like this week. It's been forever. Anyway, it was definitely rainy. Fortunately for me, though the grounds were a little bit of a slog because of the rain, it was not actively hard raining when I was there. And that was a delight for me, let me tell you. It was a lot of fun. And it was also the perfect opportunity for me to sort of meet some people locally in the fiber community and kind of get immersed, hand out some cards, get to know some people. And I was delighted that I was able to do that really well. It was not difficult. People were super, super friendly and really open to chatting, and we did a lot of exchange of cards. I've got some of them here, like a small handful of cards, and follow-up emails have been flying with folks because we talked about some collaborations and some fun, super fun things. So I really was fortunate to get a chance to do that. And the nice thing was, it was a wonderful fiber festival, Fiber Frolic. It was well attended. It was so much fun and so vibrant with all of the fibery things, but it was not like Rhinebeck. And I really appreciated that. If you've been to Rhinebeck or the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, or like I went to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival in 2019 in Edinburgh, Scotland, it can be a very overwhelming experience. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely high energy, really good vibes. You should always take the opportunity to do one of those if you get the chance. I'm not in any way saying don't do it, but maybe I get overstimulated easily. And I mean, I've talked about ADHD before. It can be overwhelming. This was delightful. It was busy enough to still have the same energetic, fun vibe, but it was not so busy that you couldn't have conversations with vendors, get to know people. And I mean real conversations, not just, hey, what's this colorway? Is it going to be back? But real conversations to get to know them a bit. And it wasn't overwhelming. I have literally gone to fiber festivals before and walked out with either nothing or just like a little set of stitch markers because I couldn't make up my mind because there was so many things. Are any of you like that? Have you ever experienced that? Have you been to Rhinebeck, Maryland Sheep and Wool, or even like Vogue Knitting Live in New York, any of the big ones? They're wonderful and they're so much fun. But for me, they have a certain place. Like I can't plan to do a lot of shopping at those. It's great fun, but this was the perfect size. So if you ever get a chance to go to the Maine Fiber Frolic, Yarny use at the Maine Fiber Frolic next year, maybe. You definitely want to take the opportunity to do that. So, okay, I'm hearing more about studio, house, and garden tour. We'll see about the house and garden, more about the studio. So Maine Fiber Frolic, they had entertainment, they had demonstrations, and they had a lot of vendors. I mean, look at this. These are all these colored, let's see, there I am, purple, pink, all the reds, and then the turquoisey over here. Those were vendors, and they're not numbered. So I don't remember, but there were lots of vendors. Some that you might recognize that were there. Shirsty Cat Designs was there. Haute Knit Yarns was there. Let's see. Yarns of Garland. Julie, do you have like a business I don't know about? Yarns of Garland? Let's see here. Who else? Some Mills, which was a lot of fun. It was really good. Of course, I saw Bristol Ivy there. She was with some friends, so I did not fangirl and interrupt her. Hi, Belinda. So I didn't fangirl and interrupt her, but I did see her. She was like really close to me. We walked past each other. It's like little Bristol Ivy energy handing towards me. They had an angle. Okay, can you see me? I don't know if you can see me or not. Let's see here. Can you see me? I'm on my phone because our internet went down in the house. You definitely have to roll with the punches. Okay, you see me. Okay, that's good. I'm on my phone, which is why there's this weird square, and I'm holding it by hand. Let's see. It's looking like maybe it's getting ready to work on the computer again. Let's see. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go in here. Okay, I think I'll be on the same link. So hang tight. I'm going to try to go back to the computer. It looks like it's back up. Okay, I'm on here with myself. Let me end this. How fun is that? Whoa, that was crazy.